This is the story of our first bikepacking trip. A journey that pushed us harder than we'd hoped for and showed us even more beauty than we'd ever imagined. Yeah, my name is Garrett Meyers. I grew up in Washington State.
My name is Tim Kostersitz. I am from Austria. Moved here, well, it's been a back and forth, but we moved here for the second time 6 or 7 years ago. Bikepacking is would you call it a sport? I mean, yeah, it's part of a sport. It's part of bicycling, right?
Bikepacking is where you take a bike and you throw a lot of bags on it and a lot of crap on it, and you go out into the wilderness for a few days and have a lot of fun.
I don't know. That's such a bloomy question. I don't know. I just woke up one day and was like, yeah, I'll get on a bike for 4 days. I don't know if it's like a necessarily purpose-filled choice. It was a feeling.
Morning. Jim.
Yeah!
We're starting. Ready? Great.
Nice.
Oh,
Right on the feet.
thank you much.
We're under a bridge. Chocolate. Chocolate.
This trip means a lot to me because this is the second time I've done it. The first time was with another buddy, and we tried to do it in one day. Started out in Vantage, got on our bikes around midnight, maybe 1 a.m., and then just tried our damn hardest to get out there, and ended up, after a really windy, long night, just giving up in Kittitas. So being able to do this trip again it means a lot. Where are we at?
Rattlesnake Lake. Making some lunch.
Our plan has us starting in Duvall, Washington, and riding to the Columbia River Gorge and back. The entire trip amounts to 300 miles.
We're in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, is it raining? No way. Oh, that sucks. What the hell?
After we got through the Suquamish Tunnel, it was just dumping rain. And we stopped for a little bit, hung out, waited for it to stop, checked the radar. Wasn't really gonna let up, so we just pedaled out and got fairly wet.
It's raining, Tim. How do you feel about that? Well, prepared. I have a doggy bag. Doggy bag.
Let's do it. Let's check the radar.
We are waiting on the rain to stop. It was supposed to, well, we were hoping it would clear out in 10 minutes. It didn't. So now we are cycling in the rain.
Now we're gonna go in the rain.
Beautiful.
Still raining, but it's gorgeous out. Everything's a little wet. Got my little panda.
Misty mountains go to dungeons deep and caverns old. We must away ere break of day to find our long forgotten gold. The pines were roaring on the height. The winds were moaning in the night. The fire was red, it flaming spread. The trees like torches blazed with light.
So here we are in our hotel room.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were just talking to me one-on-one.
Would you like to explain what happened? Briefly.
Kind of got our ass kicked. We're like 11 miles short of what we should have been, but yeah, I guess that's the short version. Well, it was mainly me who got my ass kicked.
No.
Garrett was like 4 miles more, and I would have been in the same spot. Pretty sure he was being nice. That's pretty much where that's at.
We just got back from Safeway. We got our dinner, which is not gonna be a very good dinner. So.
Well, I got pepper jack. That smell. Just a heads up, my knee is feeling weird, but
Is it?
yeah.
All right. What you doing? What you doing?
Got some honey. What are you doing?
Eating straight honey?
Yeah.
Wow. We can get some KT tape somewhere too, probably in Ellensburg.
When I got off the bike, when I was feeling knee pain, it was definitely, I don't know, they were just weak. They were very, very weak. Everything about the ligaments felt very tender, and there wasn't a whole lot of support that my knee could give at that point.
Alright, let's give it a shot. It might be a little too tight to actually pedal. What the hell? This sucks, dude. It was just pushing right on that spot, I think.
Gotcha. Better?
So, we'll find out.
Oh, it's a little windy. Holy crap! The closed tunnel. That was a good one.
This tunnel is considered dangerous because of falling debris known as the ceiling. So it's kind of up to the rider to decide, do you go through or do you go around? We decided to go through on our way towards the Columbia River. We went through that tunnel. It was incredible. I mean, you would ride into it, it would look like a normal tunnel, but, and I'm sure this is partially because of fallen debris, but it opens up into this almost rock wall cave. and you would ride through it, and then, I mean, you'd have pillars left and right. It was beautiful.
And then at the end of the tunnel, there was an overgrown like little forest in the cutout. And we had to weave our way through this little forest, rip twigs out of our derailleurs, and try not to break our bikes in the process. This is so many tumbleweeds.
That's sketch.
Not a fan of that.
No.
A little more overgrown this time.
Looks good though. I'm going to remind you of that time I asked if we needed a machete.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, then we need a machete. Where's your machete?
Not with me, because you said, nah, it's really not that bad.
Might want to ride this part. Definitely ride it. Ugh. You. Another one of my favorite memories. Hauling down the trail towards Vantage, just going 25 miles an hour with the wind on our back. Incredible.
I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt.
Yeah!
I've been waiting
This is amazing!
to hold it in for a while, eh?
Lap 10, 49 minutes.
If I can.
Let's see what the next lap is.
I'm on top of the world. I've tried to cut these corners, tried to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't have. 'Cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now. Paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? But hold it in for a while, eh? Take it with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.
Yeah, we first noticed the wind coming out of those railroad cutouts, and we just got blasted from the side with 40-mile-an-hour winds, almost taking us off the hill, down into the little gully below. It was crazy. We had to fight them the rest of the trip. Oh no! I'm going off the side of the hill! Good God! GoPro shorts. Just imagine what uphill is like. Huh? Just imagine uphill. I literally can't move. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Push it? Yeah.
Andrew the park ranger was a lifesaver.
We were coming up from the Vantage Road and we made it to Wanapum. That's not where we were supposed to be camping. We saw Andrew and we're like, hey, can you give us a ride? We can't walk this road anymore. And he obliged. He drove us all the way to the campsite.
He drove us back and forth, actually. He drove us to the campsite that we had purchased. Then upon seeing that it was sketchy, drove us back. He loaded both of our bikes on the back of his truck and made sure that we got there safely despite the winds. It's very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim, is this Tim's?
Yeah, that's fine.
As far as the most difficult and most challenging, it was certainly the winds, because we were mentally at a point where we didn't want to keep going, but we knew we had to. There was no choice. We were out in the middle of nowhere, right?
The hardest day was, without a doubt, day 3. That was after we woke up in Vantage, just very little sleep, 3 hours sleep, if that. Went to bed at like 1:30, woke up at practically 4. And we just started the day. And I'd say we walked a good 20 miles that day. Uphill, into the wind, battling the wind, breaking our backs, trying not to get pushed off the side of the little hill, and just pushing forward. That was, without a doubt, the hardest day. Wrapping up our campsite number 2. Yew! That was a rough one. It's probably like close to 5 a.m. now. The sun's just peaking. And it's windy, gusting up to 32 knots today. It's 33 knots yesterday. 27. It's crazy out here. I think we got 4-5 hours of sleep, probably like 3 hours of good sleep, if that's even good. But, yeah, it's gonna be a hard day today. Just gonna have to push through it. Just do our best. See how far we get.
All your life, you can save me. All your life, you can save me. I won't wait, let my time go. I can't wait, my time to go. No one said every time that
I'm ready. very, very windy. The forecasts were calling for about 40-mile-an-hour winds for both day 2 and day 3. It was accurate. It was incredibly windy. This is the second broken sign that we've seen in the past 2 hours on this trail from the wind, just from last night. That's crazy. That was standing yesterday. This is crazy. Yeah. This wind is something else.
Oh, Google Maps took us straight through a construction site, which was open but closed. Like, there was no one working, right? So we went through the construction site. I'm pretty sure it wasn't necessarily specifically meant for sewage, but I'm pretty sure sewage had made its way into that tunnel that we went through. Glad we had bikes to go through it.
Just straight shit water.
So I didn't feel like Google Maps was right about where it was taking us as far as us being like allowed to be there, but I was definitely happy that we were, because it was way more fun than actually going around that construction site.
Morning, Tim.
Morning.
Day 4.
4. You believe it?
Nope. All right, here we are. Morning of day 4, and beautiful sunrise out here. A little on the chilly side, but not too bad. Yeah, we're going for it. We have 109 miles to ride today, so it should be a little spicy, but it should be fun. I'm excited for it.
I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes.
We're in Thorpe. Yoo-hoo!
7:15.
We're making our big trek back. Got 109 miles today. Excited?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're already almost 10 miles in, so we're going strong.
Almost 1/10 of the way there. Tim's knee gave us a lot of issues, but you got to deal with what's thrown your way, and it was thrown our way. So we made do, and we walked a lot of it, and we were slow, but we covered our ground, and we didn't give up. How's your knee doing, Tim?
Awful. It's not great.
Just keeps buckling on you?
No, it keeps, yeah, kinda. It seizes.
Seizing? We definitely paid attention to his knee. We weren't going to continue on if it was going to damage his knee or felt like it was too much. We did constant assessments and felt like we were well within our rights to keep going. So I'm glad we stuck with it.
What happened to my knee? Lots of things. Number one is the bike seat wasn't high enough. Apparently an inch makes a difference. Who knew? Day 2, I started feeling it more and more, and by the time day 3 rolled around, I was in like utter pain.
The first day I was already like, can we take a quick break? My knee's acting up.
And yesterday we walked, I mean, we would have walked that anyways.
Yeah, oh yeah, no.
But we walked probably a good 20 miles.
Yeah, we did. Down 47.
Well, this is new.
This bikepacking trip will always be remembered for me as the first one. The first one of most likely many. But it was definitely also, I mean, handling your expectations, that's the biggest thing. Because you go into something expecting one thing, you come out of it knowing a whole different thing. So yeah, it'll be remembered as the first one. Big learning curve.
What is life about? Life is about adventure. Life's about exploring. It's finding where you fit and how you fit and just what you want to do.
We did it! Friggin' did it. Well, almost.
Still got work ahead of us, but this is the big part.
Oh.
Hell yeah. So, we're at the tunnel now. Garrett asked what I meant with I was soaked from the inside out. I was wearing a raincoat. Here's the thing I was wearing underneath. That's how soaked.
Does it look misty to you? It's a wet cold. Holy hell. Alright, take us faster.
No, I'll never forget this trip. It's been one of those trips that you just remember your entire life.
Dieser Ausflug war absolut irre. Alles, was wir gemacht haben, alles, was wir erlebt haben, alles, was wir gesehen haben, war einfach nur, wie sagt man das? Out of this world. Das war ziemlich genial.
Alright, Tim. Look in the blinding light. Great. We finished it. Made it.
It took me a minute to actually set in, but we're done. We made it. Friggin' did it. It was such a good feeling.
I wanna